Welcome to Actions, Not Words, Our Voices, Our Paths. At Rosemont College, we are blessed with a mission and values rooted in the life and teachings of Cornelia Conley and exemplified by the Society of the Holy Child Jesus. Our Centennial Project team was honored to talk with 9 alumni about how their experience as part of Rosemont's joyful learning community supported them in finding their voice and shaped their chosen path in life. Please join me in listening to our conversation with David Potter, classes of 2018 and 2020.
I'm David Potter. I received my undergraduate in criminal justice and my graduate degree in Homeland Security, emergency management. Prior to 2015, I was trying to look forward to advancing myself in law enforcement, and I had no college experience. I graduated high school in 1998 and went right into the police department at the age of 19. So there was some time in between that. I became a father and a grandfather, and I was trying to get back into education. I remember going to a college fair that we went to, and that college fair was filled with the regular bigwig schools: Temple, Villanova, Penn State, LaSalle, Drexel, and I went to the tables, and I kind of got pushed away at each one of those tables, and I wound up leaving the college fair a little early because I was a little disappointed. Now I was going to shelf the idea of going back to school, and I just happened to be venting with one of my subordinates, one of my officers, and he said that he was going to Rosemont, and there's a guy there. Once you give him a call, he's going to give you the push that you need. And I was a little apprehensive because I had never experienced this before. It was a little bit of a hybrid. I had set a goal for myself to get this done in short order. So I was taking classes online. I was taking classes in person. I was doing electives that mixed with some of the different personnel and some of the different students from different sections of the school. And it gave me a good idea of what I was in for. And in the first 6 months of being an undergraduate, participating in these classes, I was addicted. I was addicted to learning because, to be out of my element and being around other people who were passionate about anything other than law enforcement, because this is all that I knew to this point. So now I'm sitting here taking art classes with, fellow personnel from the Philadelphia Police Department, as well as students, from there that were also taking these. And the environment was so addictive. And then I had so much fun. It didn't even really feel like I was in school, but I also learned so much. And then once I graduated with that, I looked at, some of the prerequisites of the Homeland Security degree, and I just jumped back in there. So being attached to the school, and having them pull me in, and being accepted the way I was when I had kind of been, pushed away, especially at that college fair, that sticks in my mind. So whenever anybody comes to me and they're saying, well, I'd like to go back to school, I always say, well, you have a lot of choices in this area, but one of the best schools that you can go to that it's convenient, it's affordable, and the values are, probably second to none. And, a lot of people are not familiar with Rosemont. So every time I get an opportunity to spread the word, I make sure that I do. The role that the faculty has played in stimulating that addiction was vital, because there's a rumor out there that any criminal justice degree that is given to law enforcement is basically given off the cuff and easy, and they didn't make it easy. I had a lot of courses at Rosemont that were actually the opposite. They were very challenging, and we stuck to the core curriculum, and the goal was to actually learn something and to focus on that critical mind, to think for yourself, become an independent thinker. And that was one of the powerful things that I learned. So the staff and the faculty, at Rosemont College, they basically made sure that they pushed you in the right direction. And the whole time they were doing it, they maintained a high level of motivation. Because there was religion class that I took. It was what is Islam? It was the class that I took. And prior to that class, I like I said, I grew up in the police department, and I actually worked during 9/11. I actually worked that day as a police officer. So, over the years, we have had an ingrained sense of, misunderstanding of Islam, the culture, uh, the Middle East, the religion, so on and so forth. And when I had the opportunity to take it, that wasn't assigned to me. It was, you can take this class or you can take another class, you know, based off of what I had learned from other classes and the value system that was put in place by Rosemont. I wanted to tackle things that I wasn't comfortable with, and I tackled that. And when I sat through that class um, not only changed how I felt about Islam, but it made me reevaluate how I think about other things, not only just religion as a whole, but how I deal with people. I think the folks in the adult learning community that attend Rosemont are a value resource that I don't think is tapped enough. So if I think of myself as being a good leader, or I think of a good leader, I think you have to be able to listen. All right. So it's not just being able to hear somebody, it's being able to hear what's underneath the undertones and understand what's being said. You have to be willing to be corrected. You have to be open-minded to the experiences of other people. All right. I think you become a little bit more diverse in educating yourself. When we talk about being a lifelong learner, I don't think it just happens in the classroom. It actually happens, in your interpersonal communications with the people that you work with. So that would be the same thing that we experienced at Rosemont, having teachers, especially in person. We had a few courses in person that we took, and the instructors really wanted to know about our experiences. And, some of the things that we said, they had never heard before, so to be able to sit and listen, it encourages you to, share and learn yourself. What the courses taught you to do was, or mandated that you do, is become a independent thinker, become a critical thinker. I mean, we heard that over and over again. You have to be able to think for yourself. You're going to be presented with a lot of different information from a lot of different sources. You have to be able to look at the information and try to dig out the facts. You have to consider. I grew up as a Philadelphia police officer. I joined when I was 19 years old, right out of high school. So this job is all I've known for my adult life. So there was no structure for research and analyzation and looking underneath things. It was just dealing what was presented to me. So for me to, when I joined Rosemont and started my undergraduate degree, and now I'm being forced to think, outside of my normal bubble that I'm in, with just dealing with police officers and my family. Now I'm confronted with things that I didn't know were true. I didn't really understand. So having those things, when you deal with that now, having graduated with my undergraduate degree, having graduated with my my graduate degree, and now I'm embarking on my doctorate degree. These things right now have created, they basically set a fire in me. And when I'm dealing with people in my job, no matter what I'm confronted with, I know that there's more to the story. There's an understand there's a you have to understand why people do the things they do. I know why I became a police officer. So if I deal with a subordinate, I know why. I have to understand why they became a police officer, and I have to understand what they do best, what they don't do best. Those interpersonal communication skills I use every single day. Everybody's not the same, but everybody has some good values in them. You just have to be able to find them. And I think that research and analyzation skills that was given to me or started in Rosemont is something that I use to help me find that.